instead of my regular Tuesday and Wednesday. Blessing Facebook family. Good to see you all too today. All that would come on. I'm welcome to Word of Life Voices. Check in with Mama Wade. Better health, better me. And that's what I stand on. Better health, better me. Great to see you, Wanda. Good. Come on in. Oh, wow. Miss you too. So, yeah, I'm going to talk on a subject today. And this is an impromptu um, of me coming on today because I stand for, and I believe that the assignment that I have been given is better health, better me. Good day, Mama Betty. How are you today? Hi, Kimberly. How are you today? So we have a situation that's going on in this country, and Spirit released me today to speak on it. And that's what you usually do. You usually wait until you get permission to speak on it, because when you speak on a subject, a lot of times that um, is not, let's say, a popular subject. Then you have people that, because they don't um, agree with you, that things can get real ugly. And we're going to be real, and we're going to talk about how we know for a fact how the nation, the world is really divided. It have been divided, my God, since man committed the first sin. We have always had this division, okay? So it's okay. Number one, you are definitely entitled to your own opinion. This is Pastor Wade's. And by the way, I am a pastor. Also, a lot of you know me as Mama Wade, but I am a pastor, Christian, believe Jesus Christ is Lord, and believe that God, my eternal Father, is the one who brought about the creation of this world and of mankind. That's my belief. We know that everything was supposed to be good, but we know once man did the first sin, everything went uh, in different directions. And so that's where we all are now, in different directions. Okay. But yeah, I want to talk about human rights. I think it's very important that we talk about it. I'm not going to be before you long. I'm just going to be here long enough for the Holy Spirit to be able to speak through me what he has to say. Went to a few articles, been doing some reading, been just, not stressing out, but just in a place of concern. Um, all yesterday, just reading up on things and getting off into my own space. I went out and took me a walk this morning. It was a good walk. And I allow the spirit and the environment to also speak through me. I'm one that I believe God raised from the dead to be a voice for whomever he calls me to be a voice for. And I stand with them. And as I have been growing or maturing in my spiritual life, my eyes have been opened a little wider. I have been able to see things on a level that maybe a lot of other people don't see or agree. And that's okay. But we're going to talk about human rights. I'm here basically about the decision that was made yesterday with the Supreme Court concerning the Roe versus Wade. We know that we have three branches of government. We know we have the legislative branch, which consists of the House and the Senate, which make the current body of Congress. We know we have that executive branch, which is the president, vice president, and all those that's wrapped up that supports that branch. And we know we have the judicial branch. And the judicial branch is the highest branch that is supposed to protect the law and protect the people, the law concerned of the Constitution. And in our instance, it's the Supreme Court. Now, my problem is with people and with the world that we're living in is the political aspect of it. I've never been one that's been caught up in that political thing. I'm caught up in what's right. Okay. Actually, I even did a rap one time. I can't remember all the words, but I was so angry with the decision that was being made in politics, and so angry watching the TV program. I mean, watching the news and hearing how before a decision is made, a lot of them go home. And it went something like this: stop politicking and be real. Stop politicking, make the right deal. People pushing people, politicking pushing people, politics pushing real people away. They have meetings after meetings with nothing to say. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. And when the gravel hit, everybody go home. Crime on the rise. They don't seem to care. They got people out here running scared. They got people that's hungry. People so it goes into something like that there, because it was a lot going on in our country at that time, and there's a lot going on now in our country, and there have always been a fight for human rights. That fight wasn't just then; that fight is still happening today, and it behooves me how they just focus on maybe one thing and want to call it human rights. Well, come on, y'all. Human rights have been affected. And when human rights are affected, then people are affected. That's why they call it human rights. So I went in and I did me some reading as far as the Roe versus Wade issue. And I wanted to know, because I heard they went and looked at the Constitution and all that. And I wanted to know. I said, well, I need to know a little bit more about this. Out of all the things that's going on in the world, why do they keep going back to things that have been established and undoing it? And I'm not just talking about the Roe versus Wade. I'm even talking about the blacks being able to vote. How are you messing with the voting rights? Y'all don't have nothing else to do? I'm talking about a bunch of issues, because I'm a watchman. I'm a seeker. I see beyond sight at times, because that's the gift that God gave me. And I'm wondering why you keep going back with all the things that's happening in the world. Why? Why is it a danger? Why are you so afraid of blacks voting? Why? So why do we have to go back to something that's supposed to have been signed, and then all of a sudden now here is a branch, or here's the branches of government. Now you all are ready to now take it apart and take people back. I feel like we're going back. You know, Solomon did say there's nothing new up under the sun. And it's true. There's nothing new up under the sun. Now, listen, if I say something that don't agree with you, I'm just asking you, don't be nasty on my comments. Don't be nasty on my page. You have a right to leave the page. You see, not messing with your human right. You have a right to leave the page. It's certain pages I go to. I might not agree with what they're saying. I don't stay there or leave a nasty comment, or sometimes I listen and hear them out. But I never leave a nasty comment, because I feel like I got something to say. If you can't say nothing nice, then just don't say anything. Leave the page. In our social media world that we live in, our pages are, I recognize them as being blocks, neighborhood communities that we go to. So you ain't got to hang on my block. And forgive me for that word, ain't. You do not have to hang on my block. You can always go off. But I'm not for the Roe versus Wade being struck down the way they struck it down. They went back and undid something that was beneficial for women. I told you, I stand better health, better me. And because they struck it down, I'm realistic enough to know what the outcome of that is going to be. Life before Roe versus Wade. Come on now, you check it out. You go and see what happened before that even came into place. Now, I got a few things here on the side that I am going to read at, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just here to express what I believe the Spirit is saying through me. And I don't mean the spirit that is not unholy. I mean the Holy Spirit. When they went and took that right from a woman, from a female, I call it discriminatory. They discriminated. Because now you're telling them, and let's be real, guys, we're in a real world. You're telling that woman or you're telling that girl that she got to have her daddy's baby, that she got to have her uncle's baby, that she got to have her brother's baby. Because now this is incest. Incest. And it happens, people. If it happened in your family, don't mean it's not happening. Her human rights have been taken from her. It's been violated because you telling her now, today, that she got to have somebody in her family, baby, who's sick. That's just one instance. What about that woman? She's mentally disabled. You got your daughter in one of them facilities so they can look after her, so they can care for her. And there's some sick man in there or sick boy working in there that's now having sex with your mentally disabled daughter who don't even know what's going on. Forget my voice raised, but this is my emotion today. I read about it in the paper. I read that it happened. And with this particular family, the nursing staff or the people who were taking care of their child didn't even notice that something was going on with that particular young lady. They noticed, oh, she seemed to be getting big. It took the parents to come and be able to see that their daughter was pregnant. Now she's in a place where it's showing now. So this baby have developed in her because of a rape that just happened in a facility where you think your child is being protected at. And they have to let her go to full term. And then the parents now become the grandparents and they got to take care of the baby. And she never even know that she done had a baby. So you're telling us that allow all this to happen. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And don't think that because I read that one article or that one article came up that was the end of the story. This is happening now. NOW, people. This is happening now as we speak. And what about the poor country or the poor community or the poor neighborhood when somebody just want to get their little fun on and let that row out and they go and they molest that 12, 13, 10-year-old little girl? She don't know what's going on. Oh, she knows she getting big. And she pregnant. See, I got to look at the overall picture of it. I got to look at the human right of it. And yes, you're right, Mother Betty. We are called to be watchmen. But just because we called to be watchmen don't mean we are. I even heard on the news today the reason, and another reason why they feel like that Roe versus Wade being struck down is cool because they said, wow, we don't want to keep paying taxes on these abortions. Well, you're bipolar to me because you tell me, I hear another time on the news that you don't want all these babies and people, certain groups having these babies because you got to pay taxes on them for them to get the public assistance or whatever they need to be able to take care of these kids. What is it? Which one is it? You're setting the women up and these little girls up to go and do something that's going to harm themselves and to do something that maybe haunt them later. You know what Better Health, Better Me come in at? The mental stress, the mental distress, the mental depression, the mental hurt and pain that these people are going to suffer. Even more now you're going to see because I can't get to a place that's still open for me to have an abortion. So now you're going to see them even more getting rid of babies and putting babies in the garbage can or laying them here or having them in the field or doing this and doing that because now they're forced to get rid of a baby they don't know. You got some mamas, women, taking in men, hollering about they in love, and that man you just took in is a pedophile. And that man is raping your daughter every chance he gets. Every time the door is open, you working, he at home. I cook for him. I make sure to get to school, and he's grooming her and molesting her and molesting her. And she gets pregnant with this pedophile's baby. And she don't want to have no baby. Her life just beginning. Listen, don't think that children, female children are being sold every day to these men that just want to have sex with them. And when I say children, I'm talking about 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. I'm talking about 8-year-olds. I'm talking about 9-year-olds. I'm talking about the abuse that they have to go through and torment because some man want to get his row out because he got an issue and she had to suffer for it. Not for it. I'm a Christian for real. And when I read the Bible, aside from how the world want to set him up, I read the Bible and I look for Jesus. Where? And I don't know, for some reason in my spirit today, all I kept hearing was that he was moved by compassion for the people. Where is the compassion? Why are you putting religion before the people? He was more concerned about the people. The Bible even told me that he sympathizes with our weaknesses. Don't you know when he came down, he knew he was in a troubled world. He was born into a troubled world with sick, demented people, with people wanting to always rise up and use whatever religion or whatever faith or whatever you have or whatever government or whatever political line you stand on, going to use that for their benefit. I don't feel like. Well, why are you so concerned with what's happening over in that person's house? You don't understand the torture and the torment that's going on with that little girl or that woman or that mentally disabled person in their houses or in these facilities. And you're telling them. And hold it. Don't think that that's all they're coming after. You have to start looking at the big picture and stop just looking at what's in front of you. They're coming after more of your rights. And until they knock on your door, you cool, you sitting back with, oh, that don't have nothing to do with me. If you chose to have a baby because of incest, because of rape, and because of what I told you happened to that little girl, if you choose to have that child, how about that's your decision? And no one have anything to say about it. And as long as it give you a peace of mind, better health, better me, capital M-E. That's where you get your peace from. But that might not be the case in somebody else's household. That might not be the case with somebody else's child. Children are now going to, young girls are now going to be at the point, because it's banned now, and because of their mother or their father's belief that they're now not even going to let them know. And so now they're going to do something that is dangerous for their bodies. And they're going to try to get rid of these babies. Because, Lord, if mama and daddy and them found out that I done got pregnant, what they going to do to me? And I just read about an instance where the little girl died because she couldn't tell her mama and daddy. She was raised up a Christian. She was raised up a Catholic. We have many countries that don't even recognize abortions. And I can't even tell you the torment that's going on with a lot of them women, because they have to have these people babies, or this creep baby who done came in and decide they want to have their way with them. I can't even tell you. And how these babies add up and they add up and they add up. And now I can't feed them. Or the baby didn't come like you thought they was going to come. The baby wind up being different because he's now trans, or she now trans, or the baby is got a disability, and now you don't want him, you're getting rid of him. There's just so much going on. I just seen a program about the African over in Africa, where one woman said because her baby was born with a certain, they was talking about autism. They called her a witch. They said, you got to be a witch to even have a baby like that. You need to go and put that baby in the river. All these things are going to come up and be, I'm talking about they're here already, but they're going to come on a magnitude that this world is not even ready for. These rules and these laws that get changed don't be looked at in its complete entirety. I hear you, but this is the way I want to do it. I feel like it's being said. I hear you. I heard the majority spoke and the minority ruled. What is that? And you don't think they're going to come after your human rights? I remember asking people before the vaccine even became as dominant as it did. I asked people on my page, I said, do you all think that they will start mandating or making people get them shots? And a lot of people answered me, and a lot of them said, oh, no, they'll never do that. No, I don't think it's going to come to that. Well, it came to it. It became a universal decision, a universal mandate. Your body and my body, totally different, but they're telling you, we got to put this thing inside of us, irregardless of what it's going to do to your body. That was something that the world wasn't ready for. And they pressed it and they pressed it and they pressed it. And so now we look at the outcome of it, because there's always a residual effect. And we see now the harm that it have done to somebody's body. Well, it didn't affect me like that. Well, it wasn't for you. It would affect somebody else. That's the same thing with this abortion stuff. Just because you don't be affected don't mean that that other person don't be affected. It's not universal, people. It's individualization. Jesus loves them. Yeah, they're Christian people out here. I'm not just talking about worldly people. I want you to get your mind focused. They're Christians that's being affected by this thing also. They're scared to come out, scared to say anything. I'm quite sure some of my followers on this page not going to say amen. And it's okay. But you have to get peace within yourself in order to experience your better health. Now, is this thing that you having, is it going to affect your health? Of course it might affect somebody's health. I'm sorry, Instagram, somebody done came on again, and now they are, the program is fin to act up again. This was an impromptu. I didn't mean to come on today. I had to tell everybody don't call me, but they're calling. So listen, Instagram, go to my YouTube page, check in with Mama Wade, the letter N, and you'll be able to see it in its totality. Now, I can come out if you want me to, and I can come back in. You all let me know what you want to do, because I know it's an interruption. Because I do want to read this particular thing here. There is an interruption in the broadcast on Instagram because a call came in. And I need to find out how I can stop that from happening, because I believe the information that I be given is very important. Or you can go to my Facebook page and you can be able to then see, just put in Jolinda Wade, you'll be able to see the rest of this program. Okay, it's up to you, Instagram, what you want to do. But right now, we're not going to have a good broadcast at all on the page there. Thank you. Let me just read this to you. I said, is abortion the same as coming against, is it discriminatory? It says, treaty body jurisprudence has indicated that denying women access to abortion can amount to violations of the rights to health, privacy, and in certain cases, the right to be free from cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment. I'm sorry, Mama Betty. Someone called, and that's what happens on the page. Now I can't go out and come back in, and you guys can come back on if you want to. Facebook, Instagram. I'm sorry. Jesus. I'm going to try it again with them. I guess I said, why are you such a crybaby? Because I know girls personally. Before all this Roe versus Wade, when we were young, that didn't know what to do when they got pregnant. And some went down to the abortion place where they did have in Illinois, where I lived, and got safe abortions. So what we're going to do is to now send them back to the back alleys where the abortion's not going to be safe. Because you know how you have people rising up all over to make a buck. It's going to take advantage of this ban that just happened. And they can't stop that. Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. And our daughters are going to be at risk. Once again, let me read this again. It says, treaty body jurisprudence has indicated that denying women access to abortion can amount to violations of the rights to health, privacy, and in certain cases, the right to be free from cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment. Jesus. The Human Rights Committee has confirmed that although states' parties may adapt measures designed to regulate voluntary termination of pregnancy, such as measures must not result in violation of the right to life of a pregnant woman or girl or her rights under the covenant. They have certain areas and certain things that they said should give the woman the right to be able to determine what happened in her own body. And guess what? Incest was in there. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have my daddy's baby because my daddy not right. I don't want to have my brother's baby because my brother ain't right. I don't want to have my uncles and them kids because they not right. I don't want to do it because they forced on me. But that's my decision. That's your decision if you want to have uncle, daddy, and your brother's baby. I remember I was almost raped. I had to jump out of a first floor window, butt naked, to get away from the predator. I can't even imagine if I had got pregnant by this predator, if I hadn't even let him be able to penetrate me. What about the ones who can't get away? What about the ones who can't fight it? Just did a show on PTSD. Do you know how big PTSD would be in this world? Or how it's going to be? Ain't no will be. It's going to be. Watch it, guys. If they coming out, if they mandating you to take something in your body that you don't want to take and threatening you, telling you to lose your job, which a lot of people did, or even doctors are dare you to speak out, so they got now a mask on their face. If they're in that place, or they're coming up challenging your voting rights, if they're in that place and now they're telling you what you can do with your own body, if they're in that place, then what's next? And don't think it's not a next. They're coming. Now let me read this one. The International Human Rights Legal Framework contains international instruments to combat specific forms of discrimination, including discrimination against indigenous people, migrants, minorities, people with disabilities, discrimination against women, racial and religious discrimination, or discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Coming for all of that, man. What? I remember, I don't know if you, but I remember, I think it was in Obama's reign, when they was now having a law out that now is governing and watching churches. And your message, they got to the point where your message had to be clear, and it had, you better not say nothing in there that would come against whatever they wanted to happen. In the churches, pulling pastors and ministers. Now, don't think your message don't get up to them. It do. I don't care how small your church is, it's going to get up there to them too. And they going over all your stuff. I'm quite sure they check in with Mama Wade, which they know my name is Jolinda Wade. So I'm quite sure I'm being checked out. How dare I come out and even be a voice for anything? Pray for me as I'm going to pray for you. And once again, if you don't disagree, if you don't agree with this, that's fine. If you disagree with this, that's fine. If you agree with this, that's fine. But a young lady put up a t-shirt and she said, you pro-life until you get one of them children. And now you want to put them into foster homes. Foster homes are, and they so full. Nobody even hardly come for them babies. So you want to put them in there, and they got the foster, they got the age out. Wondering, why was I born anyway? The God that I serve protects and covers. And I don't believe because I disagree with what happened, I don't believe I'm going to hell. I don't. That's where my faith stands. But wherever you stand, that's your decision. And how about we let the decision, whether we want to bring these children into the world be between that person and their faith and their relationship. How about we do that? And stop making the decision for some of these parents, some of these girls, some of these children. This Mama Wade, Better Health, Better Me. You can send me an email, www.jolindawade.com. Either I'm going to answer it or I'm not. You can go to my YouTube page, check in, the letter N with Mama Wade, and you can look at this again. I'm not here looking for popularity. I don't need it. My friend is Jesus. And I'm okay with it. And I know who told me to get on this morning or afternoon where some of you all are at. Because other than that, I wouldn't have said nothing if he didn't tell me to. But if he tell me to stand for a certain amount of people, which I remember in my church, New Creation Binding and Loosening Ministry, I was told that my ministry was going to be to the abused and the misused. He didn't say what color they're going to be. He just said abused and misused. You're going to feed the hungry. Feeding is more than feeding with food. You're going to feed them life. So it's your decision. It is. I titled this, I Got a Voice. You do. But I want to thank you for coming on anyway, taking time out of your day. And just spending that time with me as I've been it. Better Health, Better Me at all costs. I don't know how big my ministry is getting ready to get now because of what's getting ready to happen. But I'm a voice here, and I'm a voice wherever God tells me to be one at. And I'm going to share it. I'm going to share some of the horror stories. Sometimes you need to see it. The horror stories are in reality. They're forcing the inhumane things that are getting ready to happen in the world. They're opening up the door even more to the pedophiles and to these men whose mind is distorted, who likes little girls, who likes babies. They even like babies. I told you, I follow wherever the Spirit leads me to follow, to read or to get the knowledge from it. And I only keep it locked until he tells me it's time to release it. Websites set up for girls. Your babies. Not my baby, you don't know. You don't know. Social media is so jacked. Stealing information, stealing pictures. Get into our teenagers' worlds. Get in our college kids' worlds. And send their world in a whole different direction. Listen. No matter what, if your baby, I don't care what your Christian belief is, your faith belief is, and you do decide to bring that baby into the world, don't abandon them. Don't abandon them. Stick it out. You made a choice. I got 4 beautiful children. I'm glad I had them. No matter what the circumstances was at the time of my life, but I had them. And they have children. And one of my babies is have Erb's palsy, but it wasn't her fault. It was the doctor's fault. So they made a mistake. They're not perfect. Pulled that baby out wrong. And so there goes some now doctor's bills and stuff like that people can't handle. Be careful. Be careful turning away, turning your back on people. Jesus come down. He wants people. If you keep holding up Jesus with his hand like this here, they can't get in. He was like this on the cross. His arms was outstretched for people. You won't even give him a chance because you're making him look like he's just one mean person. He don't care. He don't sympathize. He ain't got no compassion. No, you don't. We up under grace. Bless God for Jesus. And we have mercy given to us every day. Bless God for Jesus. So Mama Wade is getting ready to check out now. I'm going to go in, I'm going to sit and let this resonate. I might read some of your comments later. But remember, go to my page and thank the ones that have subscribed. I got up to 111. I'm trying to do something. So go to my YouTube page, check in. Maybe I should put that on here so you can see how it looks. Because a lot of people will go and put in the letter I. I guess you say, won't you put your glasses on, lady? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so emotional right now. This is how my YouTube page look. You want to look at that and go and look at the others. You're welcome. And while you're there, subscribe. That's my YouTube name. That's my YouTube channel. Check in with Mama Wade. I'm going to get ready to have my guy to put it up there now, a tech guy. Once again, thank you, Mama Betty, for coming on today. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, all of you all. I don't see some of you all's name. Mama Betty says, I am praying for you. And if you pass away, God bless you and give you strength. Thank you, Mama Newsom. Thank you so much. You all have you an amazing day. I think I said something Wednesday. Stop judging and start understanding. Just stop judging, man. It's okay to be who you are and believe what you believe, but don't stop nobody else from doing what they do. Remember, the world have always been in a divide. But that don't mean you be nasty. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to operate in love. Where's it at? I go on some of these Christian pages and I've been reading some of these comments on people that they disagree with. And I said, that don't look like Jesus to me. Just nasty. All right. Have a good evening. Bless you.